I am set up to make some dilly beans. Also, I have in there some okra. I love pickled okra. I love pickled beans. Fermented food is good for you. So I'm going to kind of walk you through this process. Normally this is done with cucumbers. I didn't plant cucumbers this year and I am really hungry for dilly beans. So this is what we're going to do. I have a bunch of beans and some okra I'm going to throw in there. We're going to use 10 cups of water. We're going to use a cup of vinegar, tablespoon of alum, 6 to 8 grape leaves. I got a little more than 6 to 8, that's okay. 2 to 3 heads of dill. I like really dilly beans. 3 cloves of garlic. And we're also going to have some kosher salt. Swedish fish are for the cook to enjoy while making the dilly beans. So this is what we're going to do. Here's all my ingredients. What we're going to do, I snapped all the beans. Heads and bottoms are off. Then I'm going to use a 3 dill crock and I'm going to put a layer of grape leaves and then put the beans in. Then I'm going to toss in my garlic and I'm going to cover the garlic and the beans with dill and some more grape leaves. Cover with the dill and the grape leaves. And I'm going to make a brine of boiling water and the cup of vinegar and the tablespoon of alum. And then I'll pour that over top of my beans when they're in the crock. And I'm going to weigh it down with a plate and like a jar full of water to weigh it down. And I'm going to let it sit for 3 days. And it only takes 3 days to get this done. That's what's really cool about these. And I'll show you my crock. Here's my crock. It's a little bit bigger than what you need to use, but that's okay. Now I've washed it all out and it's ready to go. Little sideways there. Tilt your head. There you go. Everyone's with me. Way to go. I've got the grape leaves in the bottom of my crock. Now I'm going to add the beans. See if I can do this one-handed. Not going to be able to. Oh, there we go. So the okra goes in too, and we just put them in. These are all washed. I've got the beans snapped on both ends. I thought about putting some eggs in here. If any of you have followed Caravan Carolyn, she was doing some pickled eggs with some old pickle juice or some previously used pickle juice. And she left them at my house. And they really didn't pickle well, but I think the pickled eggs would be awesome in here. But I'm so excited for my dilly beans that I'm going to skip the eggs this time. So here it goes, all my beans. And this saves me from getting my canner out and doing that all again. So we've got beans in and it says to pack them, but I don't want to crush my little beans. So I think they're in there pretty good. All right. Okay, I have the garlic in there now. And I had said earlier about the salt, and you may have noticed I'm using kosher salt. There is not a grain of canning salt to be found in my small little town. So I Googled, and you can substitute kosher salt for pickling salt. It's just a different texture, so you have to adjust the amount that you use. Okay, so we have grape leaves on the bottom. Then I put the beans and a few pieces, or a few okra in there. The garlic, and there's the dill. Now I'm going to add a few more grape leaves. And I realized this morning when you do this, don't get the grape leaves with bird poop on them. Well, you can, but just wash them really good, I guess. So, it doesn't take very many grape leaves, but I always think if a couple are good, then maybe a whole bunch will be better. So I put, boy, I'm a horrible photographer. Sorry about that, folks. Some grape leaves across there. I have read recipes where you can substitute grape leaves for other things, or other things for grape leaves, I guess. But I've always just used grape leaves. Okay, my brine is cooking, boiling. So we'll be back in just a second. And my helper is napping. You've had a rough morning, girlfriend. You had a Zoomy session this morning in the backyard. And now it's nap time. Sweet Bella. Bella.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Okay, I poured the hot boiling pickling brine on top. It's making noise. I hope my crock doesn't break. Thanks. Anyway, then we put a plate on to hold it down. We're going to put a jar of water just to keep it submerged, like that. And then I have a flour sack towel that I've used for canning and pickling over the years, and we're going to just cover it like that. And then I'm going to let it sit for 3 days, and I usually put it in a corner of my kitchen, and then in 3 days you can just take them out and eat. And I have kept these in the fridge in the brine up until Christmas, and they might even be good after that. So there's really not an expiration date until, I guess, mold grows, and then of course you'll want to dump them. But in 3 days we're going to have crisp, yummy dilly beans, and they'll probably go really super good with red beer or Bloody Mary.